Grace and peace to you in the name of my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Okay, so here we have another discovery. I was in prayer today, and the way the Lord put it to me and exposed it and showed it to me and everything like that, I was pretty like, whoa. So my job as a prophetess is to keep my ear to the mouth of God and stay in consecration, especially in these last and evil days, to stay in consecration. That's my job. It's a full-time thing for me to do. And no matter what I do, that's what I'm doing. Well, let's talk about all these extra people that's on the list. So you have the Diddy files and videos and discoveries and all of that. Then you have the Epstein files and all these other discoveries and things like that. And people are everywhere. It's like a circus, digging through files or whatever. I personally don't have to dig through the files because many years ago, being a prophetess, the Lord told me a number of people who was involved in different things. And there's some things that's not coming out yet. That's like really bad. People in the church, it's an extremely large ring in the church of things that's going on. And when that comes out, that's going to be a hot mess. But in addition to all of that, so you have the traffickers, you have the pedophiles, you have all these different people on the list, right? But, well, the Lord revealed to me a list I never even considered. I never even thought about it until the Lord brought it to my attention. And this is his perspective, how he's seeing all of it, okay? And this is how he sees it. He said to me, all of these people who are searching through and looking for all these different names and trying to find out if it's this one and trying to find out if it's that one. He said, number one, he's looking in his book to see if those same people, if their names are in his book. The reason why he said that is he said, because many of these people, you got the offenders and you got the co-offenders. And he said, he just really showed me a whole thing. So I'm going to try to break this down as quick as possible and just really explain it to you. He said, all these people that's in outrage, all God is seeing is hypocrisy everywhere. He said, because especially in America, we sexualize, and I say we because I'm an American. I'm not saying I do it personally, but we as Americans sexualize our children. We allow our kids to go to concerts that is so incredibly inappropriate. We allow them to wear clothing they have no business wearing. And then the Lord even brought to my attention, he said, what about all of the high school cheerleaders? Okay, he said, are there any adults in the room? Are there any adults going to the games where these high schoolers are shaking their butt, kicking up their legs, doing flips and everything, and dropping it like it's hot and twerking and everything like that? While we're getting in an outrage about people that they went to certain parties, or people who they were all about the women and all that. Oh, yep, he looked like a pedophile. She looked like she was doing such and such. This, that, whatever, okay? So we can see all of that. And you know what? These people do need to be brought to justice. These people do need to get what they need coming to them. You know, they were the direct pedophiles. But what about the co-offenders? What about the parents? The parents who signed their kids up? Because I know even when I was a kid, and I'm better than 40 years old, I know when I was a kid, pageants, the modeling wasn't just for adults. It started with little bitty kids. You had teenagers Then you had the preteens, then you had the teenagers, then you had the adults, okay? And you had all these different ages, and who was judging them? Little kids weren't sitting there and judging them. Adults were sitting there and judging them. And they all had the swimsuit competition. All of the ages did. They had all the different outfits, and they had the swimsuit competition. But nobody was complaining back then. And I'm talking about a mass outrage. No, because so many of you, and I'm talking to older ones at this point right now, so many of you were too busy fighting over what skimpy bathing suit your child was going to be in because you wanted her to win, paying the money to make sure she go to modeling school since she was a kid, putting all this lipstick on them, high heels and all this kind of stuff. And then what about the parents that allowed their kids to get into videos with the little bathing suits on and all this kind of, come on, man. We are being hypocrites. What about all the Disney programs? We're introducing sex to little kids. Listen, where was the outrage? Do you think they were blowing up in the box office by themselves? No, parents were lined up taking their kids to see programs, concerts, and cartoons and all kinds of stuff that was full of sexual content. And I'm going to tell you what the Lord told me. He said, while everybody is digging through files and everything like that, he said, as a nation, we are all guilty. We're all responsible. We have all these different concerts that we let our kids go to, music that we let them listen to. I've seen so many people put their little kids and little skimpy outfits and have them parade around and dancing and whatever. And you know what I see? I see 51,000 likes. Come on, people. All these people acting so outraged, hypocrites. That's what we are. As a society, we're hypocrites. See, because in the drug world, you got the addict and you got the supplier. That would make you the supplier. That would make you the para-trafficker. You're the co-trafficker. You provided the menu for the pedophiles. No complaining. You don't mind saying all kinds of stuff, walking around wearing all kinds of stuff. You got your boyfriends in front of your kids, you all on them and doing all that. And yeah. 50,000 likes. 1,000 likes. But everybody is digging through the Epstein files. Everybody want more. And the other thing the Lord brought to my attention, I haven't looked at these Epstein files since this stuff been released, because long before it was released, way back in 2017 and even before that, the Lord began to tell me, like if I saw people, he would say, they're doing this, they're doing that. I didn't need to see any pictures. I didn't need to, and he said, pray. He said, I'm going to expose that one. I'm going to expose that one. I know there are people that you guys got a lynching mob that the Lord told me that they're not a pedophile. But you guys got a lynching mob and want to take them out because you saw something or saw this or whatever. But you need to get a mirror and look at yourself. Oh my gosh, I can't believe she had her kid out there like that. But yet you drop your kid off at I'm just going to say a TS concert, and it's a woman. But it's okay. Little tiny mini skirts. Little tiny bikinis. What? Bye, Mom. We're going to Spring Fest. We're going to Spring Fest. It's what do they call it? The spring holiday or whatever. When when everybody gets off for spring, right? Okay, bye, Mom. You're doing good and well. Where are you going? Oh, we're going to the beach, but I'm going with my girls or whatever. You already know. You were there when she got the bikini. You were there when she got the little tiny panties that had her name across the butt, or had Thursday on the front, or a little heart on the crotch. Come on, people. Hypocrites. We sexualize our kids. We allow this to happen. And I'm not saying every single last one of them, because I know I've been an advocate against it. But I'm still guilty because I wasn't loud enough. I'm still guilty because even if I complain, I did not do enough. We're all guilty. Yeah, the offenders need to be brought to justice, and it needs to happen. But hold on. Should you be on the list too? What should happen to you? Because you got the addict, but what about the supplier? What about the ones that's selling the illegal drugs? What about them? Should they get off? You want to get the addict who got caught with the drugs, but what about the supplier? Are you a supplier? Are you a promoter? Are you a sympathizer? Everybody loved Diddy before he got caught and everything. And I'm not saying everybody, because that's just never been my world. I have my own issues, other issues. But that wasn't my world. But all these people loved Diddy and everything like that. He had the same nasty character. His music was inappropriate. You could look at his eyes and tell he was a pervert. But he was okay back then. Everybody want to run up and take a picture. Saw plenty of people post up the video. Yeah, we saw Diddy. We were downtown New York, and before he got caught, all these people run up and taking pictures, and girls all leaning on him and stuff like. Now all of a sudden, oh my gosh! Come on now, people. Hypocrites. So we have an issue. Now, since we're dealing with all of this stuff that's being exposed, and now that we're dealing with all the pedophile stuff and all that, now let's just take a look at this. In gymnastics, how come the girls can't dress like the boys? Why did that stuff have to be all up in their butt, in their vagina and everything like that? Why do the clothes have to be so skimpy? The guys are not wearing that. They have on, even if it's all one piece or whatever, how come the girls can't wear that too? What about cheerleading? What's with all the provocative dancing and how come schools are not putting a stop to that? And that they even got younger groups doing that. What about the little pageants with the little bitty kids that everybody's like, go ahead, baby, show them what you're working with, baby. What about that? What kind of justice are we gonna get for that? Who's gonna get arrested for that? Who's gonna get arrested for being the supplier? Who's gonna get arrested for grooming their own kids for pedophilia island? Who's going to get arrested? Making sure as quick as your kids come out the womb that you put a bikini on them. Who's going to get arrested for that? We need justice for that. Because I'm sick of it myself. We need a list, don't we? Don't we need a list for everybody who did all of that? How many parents, line up the parents that let their kids go to Taylor Swift concert, because she makes a lot of money and it's a lot of teenagers. Let's line them up. Where they at? Where's the list at? Where's the list? Yeah, the pedophiles, they need to get it. We need to deal with it. But stop acting brand new. Stop acting like you're something different from the one who sat behind the table, watched all these girls walk by and everything of different ages, and like, oh my gosh, look at all those young girls at that party. That's exactly how it's been at the model. You didn't care. You sat your butt at home. You paid the money. You sent them to all the modeling training and this and that. Knew they were going to the parties. Knew they were wearing bathing suits. You picked out the suits. And now you want to act brand new. Now you want to act like you didn't have your little bitty kids dancing to some something cat, shaking their butt and stuff, and talking about, go ahead, baby, and then you even get in there with them and show them how to twerk. What about the para-traffickers? What about the groomers? You didn't think that was grooming? That's grooming. So while you're digging, put your name on the list too. While you're hunting people down, and don't even get it twisted and think that I'm trying to protect the pedophile. I was raped as a kid and since I was 4 years old. But I'm just saying, let's stop being hypocrites. It's a lot of people that's digging through the list need to be on the list. They need to be brought up for charges too. So while you're digging and everything like that, and then another thing, the Lord told me about all the closet pedophiles that's acting outraged, but they're actually getting a kick off of the stuff that they're digging through. And the Lord said they can't even pick up, and I'm talking about people who are supposed to be believers as well. They can't even pick up a Bible for 10 minutes. They can't fast. They can't pray. Church is too long. God is too strict. But now they can spend hours and hours and days and all days, 5 hours, 6 hours reading this gory, nasty, disgusting stuff. Oh my gosh, you know who's in here? You know what he did? Look at this baby. This baby is like, what is she, like 4? Why are you looking at it? For hours and hours and hours? You're telling on yourselves. And the one right next to you not saying nothing because you're doing the same thing. Are you a closet pedophile? What's really going on out here? If you could see, the Lord showed me. He didn't show me exactly who all the people were, just some people. What's going on? He said that one that's digging through that whatever, they're a closet pedophile. Yeah. Downloading stuff on your computer, what does that make you now? Oh, I got it. I got a copy of, I got it before they deleted it. For real? On your system? Really? Why? Why do you need to have it? Because you know they deleting stuff and I just want to make sure I have it for the victims. Really? So you got pictures of victims on your computer. Look at you guys. You're so caught up. You're drunk with this garbage. Drunk. Our entire society is drunk. I've heard pastors, teachers, preachers, mamas, daddies, grandpas, little kids, everybody digging through Epstein files. You don't see a trick in all of this? No, nobody was happy until it was released. And what's going on? A feast on garbage. You're taking it in. You absolutely are what you eat. Yeah. Hypocrites. We are hypocrites in America. And you got so many Christians talking about America, Sodom and Gomorrah. America is Babylon. Let me tell you something. News flash. The entire religious system is Mystery Babylon. How about that? It's not even America. It's the so-called church. Yeah, that's the heart. It's the so-called church. That's where Mystery Babylon. Mystery stands for spiritual. That's spiritual Babylon. It's not even a place. It's a realm. Yeah, we're hypocrites. America, we all need to get on our face and don't be like, well, I didn't have no parts of this. And if you're in America and you care anything about this nation, stop worrying about what you think you look like and let's get on our face and repent. We are guilty as a nation. We let this happen. We set it up. We let there be a climate for the kids to be sexualized and then want to act brand new when all this stuff came out. When we are grooming our kids for it. We got underwear on one side of the store and just walk a little bit further and the same thing, it looked like the same thing. We call it a bikini and it's swimwear. It's the same thing that was over here. Panties and a bra. Little bitty tight, what do you call those? Speedos for little boys. What are we really doing? And then we want to act outraged when all this stuff come out. We dig in and I'm going to expose this one, expose that one. While you're exposing them, go right ahead, expose them. God is behind the exposure. But make sure you put yourself on the list. Go get a mirror. Be honest. The movies. And I don't want to hear nothing from Hollywood. I don't want to hear nothing from Hollywood being outraged with all the garbage that's been in movies. Who were the actors and the actresses? And you knew it was supposed to be a little kid. Who was the voice behind Jessica Roger? Was it Rabbit? Roger Rabbit? Whatever. Jessica Roger Rabbit or something like that. Who was the voice? Jessica Rabbit. That's what it was. Roger Rabbit, Jessica Rabbit. Who's the voice? Why does she have to be drawn like that and her boobs all like that? Whatever. That was a cartoon. What's up with that? Anything cartoon, the kid is going to be gravitated toward. Listen. There's scripture. I have a word. This is the word the Lord wanted me to grab. Romans 1:32. Who, knowing the judgment of God, that they which commit such things are worthy of death, not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them. These people were propped up because, we just love them. And then it says, and you know that talks about condemning the people that approve, celebrate, normalize, and excuse evil, right? Not just the ones that commit it. And then Habakkuk 2:15. Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that putteth thy bottle to him, and makest him drunk also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness. That's a Diddy party right there. Intentionally lowering restraint, right? To exploit their vulnerability. How many of us have been a part of something like that? Yeah. Hypocrites. The Lord said, check to see if your name is in his book. Is your name on his list? Because that's what you need to be concerned about the most in this hour. Is your name in the Lamb's Book of Life? God bless you, and I love you. This is Hadassah Michelle, one prophetess among many.